Father, good morning. We come to you and we ask for your forgiveness. Ask, Asking you to forgive us and to wash away all the sins that we might have done. Those that we know about, those that we don't even realize that we have done. So we ask once again for your clemency, for your cleansing, so that we can be worthy to sit at your feet. We ask for the Holy Spirit to be with us as we are going to delve into your word. And we ask that you teach us everything that we need to know that was forgotten or that we just need to know. We know that our approach maybe is not always the right one because we probably don't realize your holiness is so great and we are so filthy. So we ask you for forgiveness once again for this. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your son Jesus. And we praise your name. And we await for your precious son's return. And we have seen in your words the consistency of your message for your son. So we thank you and we pray in his name. Amen. We are at Hosea chapter 5, and today I'm going to read 12 to 15. Therefore will I be unto Ephraim as a moth, and to the house of Judah as a rottenness. When Ephraim saw his sickness, and Judah saw his wound, then went Ephraim to the Assyrians, and sent to King Jeb. Yet could he not heal you, nor cure you of your wound? For I will be unto Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Judah. Even I, will tear and go away. I will take away, and none shall rescue him. I will go and return to my place, till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. So yesterday, we realized after reading the former chapter, the verses, that God, the land of Israel is God's land, and it's a holy land. And we realized that the Israelites, the Jews at that time, have been touching the borders up to today. They have been dealing with the land of God as if it was theirs. And we were amazed by that because we see it and we didn't realize that how and disrespectful it is to have done what they have done. And we would put it in our context like it's illegal, basically. You don't change the boundaries of someone's land without their permission. That you don't do that. So we know that Ephraim is really corrupted and willingly so. So verse 12, therefore will I be unto Ephraim as a moth. So what's a moth? And why choosing this insect? I guess the Hebrew version says the same thing, right, Lincoln? It talks about a moth too?
Well, it's a rather interesting word here in the Hebrew. The word used here is osh, right? No, it's defined as moth, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the root word actually translates as ash.
Oh.
And ash is not what you think it is. Ash in Hebrew, right, means great beer.
Is what?
Beer?
Great beer.
Like,
What?
like a,
That the constellation.
Oh, like a,
oh,
A great bear.
yeah, a great bear, like the animal, the bear.
Yes.
This is, wait, I'm lost here because when I think of a moth, I think about the the powder's wings.
mhm.
I think about something that fly to the light.
You're sure you're
Uh,
not mixing up moth with the next insect?
with what? With
Yeah, moths will fly to the light. Is attracted to the light.
yeah, and some of them are huge. They can be scary. They have big wings.
Yes.
They have bigger wings than you, yeah. But
In this case, it may well be a literal translation. But a
actually,
moth is destructive.
Yeah,
it's more than that.
it eat linen and all sort of
Yes.
things. So
Yes. It
it's a
causes.
pest.
It is.
It's a pest, and uh, um, Isaiah and Job talked about the moth. That it's used about destruction. It's used in reference to destruction. Isaiah 51 verse 8 says, "For the moth will eat them up like a garment; the worm will devour them like wool. But my righteousness will last forever, my salvation through all generation." So the moth is is destruction. And Job 13 verse 28 says, "So man wasted away like something rotten, like a garment eaten by moth."
So it's a slow process.
It's a slow process,
Hmm.
but a moth eats the garment until it rottens. And here is God saying, "I'm going to be that moth." So Ephraim is like a garment that he's going to slowly destroy.
Yep. So and to the house of Judah as rottenness.
Slow
Okay.
process.
So rottenness is like corrosion. That takes time as well. But Proverbs 12 verse 4 talk about rottenness too. It says, a virtuous woman is a crown to her husband, but she that maketh ashamed is a rottenness and his bones.
When when a rat start when a rat, when a moth starts eating away at the garment, right? The garment is no longer valuable, but it is still there, but it has no use. So it's like you're living, but you're rotting. So you're like a living dead.
The
What
thing
do you
is,
get what
once
I'm?
the moth, yeah, once the moth start, um, there's no way of reconstructing
That
the
exactly.
material.
Material is no use. There's no way. You have to discard that material. It has no use anymore. That's lost its value
It actually
and
becoming
its
powder.
usefulness.
Yes, but yes, as a moth, it's. But Lincoln, you were saying as a bear.
The word moth here is the root of it is from ashesh or ash,
Mm-hmm.
which is the word for a great bear, right? But in this context here,
Mm-hmm.
it is simply denoting the simple moth,
Okay.
Yeah,
and
destruction.
more specifically, the larvae of the moth
Mm-hmm.
that will
Hmm.
gradually devour or consume.
Yeah.
Is that the same larvae that we have like
Yeah,
sometimes in the
moth,
rice?
moth. No, that's
No,
weevil.
that's oh, yeah, okay. Oh, okay. So yes, we see which one it is.
Okay, so come over.
Okay. For the rottenness, yeah, you have anything?
Well, it is still the same. It is still the same. That is, when something is rotting, it's a gradual process of
Mm-hmm.
decomposition.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something that happens immediately.
Overnight.
A
Mm-hmm.
process. Is what I'm saying. This is saying this will be a process of destruction. It won't be a catastrophic event that you will see presented to you. It will be as a gradual deterioration
Deterioration.
of the circumstance.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And this is exactly what happened. It keeps degrading until it collapses.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, yeah.
Okay. Verse 13. When Ephraim saw his sickness and Judah saw his wound, then went Ephraim to the Assyrians and sent to King Jareb. Yet could he not heal you nor cure you of your wound? This reminds me a little bit of, you know, look at the stick you have in your eye before you take out the stick in your neighbor eye. Because when it says Ephraim saw his sickness, is Ephraim talking about the sickness of Judah or its
No,
own
he's talking
sickness?
about his own six.
Okay. And that Judah saw his wound. So when I realize what they did, is it that?
Now, you have to look at what the subject is. Yeah? Ephraim saw his sickness. The sickness is the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And when Judah saw his wound,
His wound.
the wound is the issue. Okay? So the sickness here, or the malady, or the calamity, right? The disease, what was causing discomfort?
Mm-hmm.
That which was causing discomfort or would cause the society or his kingdom to fall, to die, because it is a sickness unto death.
Yeah.
When Ephraim saw his sickness, all right, his disease,
Mm-hmm.
Ephraim went running
To Assyria.
to Judah,
Yeah.
all right? So, therefore, what was the sickness that Ephraim had?
Hmm. Jeremiah talks about it. He says, Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 12 says, For thus said the Lord, Thy bruise is incurable, and thy wound is grievous. There is none to plead thy cause, that thou mayest be bound up. Thou hast no healing medicines. All thy lovers have forgotten thee. They seek thee not, for I have wounded thee with the wound of an enemy, with the chastisement of a cruel one, for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sin. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. Yep. So these are not curable. There's no reverse for that. It is only one thing. That's your punishment. That's a punishment in itself. It's almost like a self-inflicted injury, which is the case.
I think sickness. When somebody says you're sick, it means that your entire body is in trouble. All right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's not something external, it's something internal that's happening to you. And what was happening to Israel was that Israel was on the decline. Remember, yesterday we talked about what God said would happen to them when they disobeyed? All the corruption, all the wars, all the decline, everything that was happening to them. It was like a disease. That's what's happening to Israel. They were military depraved, spiritually corrupt, that instability in politics. In other words, the entire nation was in, unstable and corrupt. That's a sickness. And they knew it. I remember in chapter 4, he was saying, death followed death, blood touched blood. And so there was murder upon murder. So Ephraim or Israel knew all of these things. They saw it for themselves. They saw that they were losing wars constantly. They saw the murders. They saw the spiritual corruption. They knew it. I remember, we know that most of the Levites had left because of the corruption. So they saw all of that, and they knew all of that. They knew the king was corrupt, and the politicians were, and the priests were taking bribes. They knew all of that. So to me, all of that was part of their sickness, and they knew it. But
Yes, but that would not then inspire them to go to the king of Assyria.
no, but if you are in the Bible, it shows that they were threatened by other countries like Syria, and they were threatened. Israel was being threatened by invasion by other nations as well, and they were losing wars left, right, and center. So they were looking help from Assyria at that point to be an ally.
Second Kings, chapter 15. Let me read from 18. It says, and he did that which was evil in the sight of the Lord. He departed not all his days from the sin of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made Israel to sin. And Pul, the king of Assyria, came against the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, that his hand might be with him to confirm the kingdom and his hand. And Menahem exacted the money of Israel, even of all the mighty men of wealth, of each man 50 shekels of silver, to give to the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria turned back and stayed not there in the land. And the rest of the acts of Menahem and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So what happened there exactly? They went to look for the Assyrians to help them, but it appears that it cost them good money.
Yeah, because Judah was invading them as well.
Okay, let's look at one. Israel, their military prowess was on the decline.
Yes.
They had been losing territory.
Yep.
The Assyrians were in fact attacking them over and over. And so they went to the Assyrian to seek terms, right? And to see if they could be allied to them. And they actually did that which God said they shouldn't do, rely on a foreign power to secure the borders, okay? And to secure the people. So they went looking for an ally. And what they found?
All the other nations too, because Judah was invading them. Syria was invading them.
They at some point looked to Egypt, right? And they looked all around them for alliances, except they did not look to the Lord for deliverance. Right? So this is what has happened. But more to that, this can also be seen as prophetic in the sense that it was saying exactly what happened at the end of the collapse. That is the final act. When the house of Jeroboam was deposed, there was a king that was set up by the Assyrians. And the king that was set up in Israel was an Israelite. And he served as a vassal for the king of Assyria for a while. And then he rebelled. And then the king of Assyria said, okay, no problem. I'll just take you all out of there. And he went in, and he, at that point, took away Israel into captivity. And that was the final act in the distribution of the Israelites throughout the Middle East. So this also points to that happening at some point at the hand of the same king. And the Jareb here is the same person spoken of in Kings, right? And his name at that point is Shalmaneser, right? Sometimes you look at it and you might think they're different, but sometimes the kings have different names, but it's the same person, like Uzziah and so on. It's the same person, but they have different names depending on what books you're reading sometimes. So Jareb is in fact Shalmaneser of the
Assyria.
Yes. And it was he who eventually swept in and took them captive. So you went asking for an ally, and you got a destroyer.
You let the wolf into the house. You let
Judah.
That's like a betrayal.
Same thing happened in Judah.
They let the wolf into the sheep pen.
The same thing happened in Judah. They sent when the Babylonians came, and they showed the Babylonians everything in the house. They displayed all the wealth. And the Babylonians said, okay, great. Now we've seen what you got. Now we're coming to take it. Right? But let's move on.
Yep. So, yet could he not heal you nor cure you of your wound. Okay, so we move to 14. For I will be unto Ephraim as a lion, and as a young lion to the house of Judah. I, even I, will tear and go away. I will take away, and none shall rescue him. Wasn't it yesterday we talked about the same lion? That you were saying that they were when it was when the Assyrian came into Ephraim,
The land.
yeah, into the land, that holy lion was attacking, devouring the people, because when you had say when they were taken to exile, some Assyrians or some other people came to live there, and they were being eaten, devoured by lions.
Mm-hmm.
So is that the same lions?
Well,
Maybe not. This could be figurative too.
well, let's see. Let's look at
Let's
something.
look.
If you look at Amos, remember Amos 1, verse 2. The Lord roars from Zion and thunders from Jerusalem. The pastures of the shepherds dry up, and the top of Carmel withers. Again, in Joel 3:16, the Lord will roar from Zion and raise his voice from Jerusalem. Throughout the Bible, over and over, we see God likened unto a roaring lion.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a meaning to this. It is said that when a lion is roaring, he roars for two things. One, to claim his territory.
Or when
And
he's
to
on his
warn.
prey.
And to warn all those who would enter into his territory that he is present and aware. Okay? So it's a warning. The other is to corral his prey
Mm-hmm.
and drive them into a ambush.
And I found the perfect chapter. That's exactly what Isaiah is saying, Jackie.
Go ahead.
Isaiah 31, verse 4. For this is what the Lord has said unto me, like a lion roaring, or a young lion over its prey. And though a band of shepherds is called out against it, it is not terrified by their shouting or subdued by their clamor. So the Lord of hosts will come down to do battle on Mount Zion and its heights.
Mhm.
So Israel is now the prey.
Well, Lamentation 3, verse 10. He was unto me as a bear lying in wait, and as a lion in secret places. He had turned aside my ways and pulled me in pieces. He had made me desolate. Lion is, we know that the lion is called the king of the animals, and
Mm-hmm.
not for good reasons.
Well, the issue here is not that. The point being made here is that it is it's almost like a personification
Mm-hmm.
of God in an animal form,
Mm-hmm.
in the form of how an animal would a lion specifically would stalk,
It's
hunt,
prey.
and devour. Because lions typically hunt in packs, in prides.
Mm-hmm.
However, a male lion is perfectly capable of bringing down some of the biggest.
And a male
Um,
lion don't hunt unless he's alone.
well, he will hunt when it is required, and
Yeah, because the female that do most of the hunting.
yeah. But we're talking when a lion is hunting, he will hunt if he's hungry. You don't feel he's
Yep,
gonna wait on the females. If it's an opportunity that arises, he will take the prey.
of
Well,
course.
Okay, so he is most powerful in the pride.
Yep, he is. Hence
So
protection.
he is called in when others will need the heavyweight
Mm-hmm.
to take the pride, the item down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
When you need
when
big brother for come fight.
so what we're seeing here is God is saying, listen, you are going to be devoured. Okay?
Yep,
Like a
simple.
lion, for I will be like a lion. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Lion to Ephraim. Now, what's the difference between a lion and a young lion?
hmm.
Apart from strength and experience.
Well, yeah, I would say it's the age. In this case, is the terms of what's gonna happen. Remember, we were saying both gonna fall, but one gonna fall faster. So one is older and one is younger. That's what I would think.
Yeah?
I think it's more than that. I think a young lion has more. Well, it depends on the age. A young lion is more ferocious than an older lion. He's more hungry because he's trying to prove himself. He's trying to gain experience because a young lion normally has to come against the older one to take over the pride. So he has to be more ferocious and more has more figure. So he is more formidable than the older lion. He's more
What
hungry.
I, what I like about what you just said is that he's supposed to be stronger than the older lion and take the what you call it already?
Take over the pride.
Take over the pride.
Because a young lion by himself don't
If
really
you think
survive long.
about, if you put Israel, Ephraim as the older lion and the younger lion as Judah, would it make a sense that Judah will take over basically all Israel?
Now, what is going on is this. An older lion has experience.
Yes.
He
But
takes down the prey much faster
I have strategy.
than the younger one.
on the younger guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the younger guy is more hungry.
Not necessarily. Okay? The young, we are talking about how they approach prey. The
Oh,
younger
well, if you're
lion,
looking at prey, yeah, the older lion is far better.
the younger lion is not as experienced and therefore will perhaps take longer to bring down the prey item.
Yeah, or we'll miss it.
All right?
We'll make mistakes.
Or may take longer to approach it because of its inexperience.
Hmm.
As it gets old, because it is an old lion, you know. It never said the lion was an old, decrepit beast that just languishes under. This is a lion in its prime. A young lion will not challenge a fully grown prime male. It will not do it. When they are approaching prey, it's different. An old lion is one in possession of territory.
Mm-hmm. As,
He will have established his
yes,
territory.
yes.
A young lion is a wanderer.
Yeah, he has no. Yeah, he's
It
kicked out of the
takes
pride.
him a while to establish territory of his own.
Hmm.
So what we're looking at is time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? The older male, older lion will go straight in and take the prey. He's established himself. The younger lion, he's probably hunting in the lands of the older lion. He has to keep himself alert.
He has to have.
He,
Yep, he has to.
he may approach the prey item differently. Takes him a bit more time to establish himself. Takes a bit more time to take the prey item down. But it will do it. It is not to say he will not eat. He will certainly eat. It may
It's
take him a
just that
longer
the prey
to do it.
takes a longer time to
Not,
get to the prey, which is what
not,
happened to
not,
Judah.
not only that, he will select a smaller item to tackle.
Yep. Then the
The
yep.
male, the lion in its prime can tackle a water buffalo, for
Yep.
example, one of the biggest, baddest things out there.
And he don't
A,
afraid.
a young lion may tackle a zebra or an antelope.
Hmm.
Okay, and be satisfied with that. Look at the difference. 10 tribes are in the north, 2 tribes are in the south. Judah only occupies 2 tribes,
Small.
smaller potatoes than the 10 tribes in the north. So what it is saying is the fully matured male is going to take on
The
the
big,
big
the
one.
10
This,
tribe.
this is the buffalo. Okay? Israel, the kingdom of Israel, that's the buffalo. The kingdom of Judah,
It's
that's
the
the
antelope.
impala and
Hmm.
the antelope. So the young lion will approach that guy. It will be satisfied with that. The big lion in his prime, needing to feed the family, tackles the buffalo. He's not afraid of the buffalo. He will tackle the buffalo, no problem. Fully confident in his power to take down and devour that animal. Whereas a young lion, not so confident, not going to tackle the buffalo. He will, however, take the young and the smaller animal. So we're looking at time and an approach. Okay?
Yeah.
If the older lion tackles the small, it's gonna decimate it.
Yep. That's what I'm
The
thinking.
young lion may leave a piece, a remnant.
Which is what Amos says.
Remember again, taking the ear and the leg out of the mouth of what?
Yep.
Yep.
We have to go back to Amos.
Yeah, that's where I
The
headed
ear and
now.
the leg were taken out of the mouth of what animal?
The lion. I'm going right back to it now.
But for sure, in this verse,
Verse
God,
12 of chapter 3 of Amos. Thus saith the Lord, as the shepherd taketh out of the mouth of the lion 2 legs or a piece of an ear, so shall the children of Israel be taken out that dwell in Samaria, in the corner of a bed, and in Damascus in a couch.
Yep.
This is exactly where to.
So we see again the similarities, the simile of using the way a lion destroys, consumes,
Oh yeah.
right? So this is what this is saying to us. So let's go on.
Because even Psalm 50 verse 22 it says, "Now consider this, ye that forget God, lest I tear you in pieces, and there be none to deliver." That is lion treatment. Well, tear you in pieces. Nobody can help you. It's too late.
We often hear the Rastafari shouting, the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. This is apt.
Aye. Okay.
I
So this
wonder
is
if it is. This is where I wonder if it's things like these why Hebrew could say it is fearful, it's a dreadful thing to fall in the hands of the living God. When you see something like this, when you read of this, of things like this,
Okay, let's examine that. To fall into the hand of the living God. What does it mean to fall into the hand of the living God?
that's judgment time.
Is it?
but that could be to repent.
Is it? It could mean that, but it could also mean for the Lord to own you, to claim you
Yes.
as His own, because
Yeah,
then He's going to require you to behave in a particular way. And if you do not, you are going to be chastised.
it's a fearful thing to fall in the hands of the living God.
When the Lord claims you as His own, this is the problem we have in the church
And this is
today.
what happened with Israel.
Yes, look, the Lord told Hosea, go marry a whore, and he did it. The Lord sent Jesus and said, you're going to go down here, you're going to die. And he did it.
Yeah.
The Lord said to Jesus and to Peter, you are going to die like me, and he did it. Listen, when you are God's own, don't expect that you're a tool of His. He will not use you. You are a tool, and you have a purpose, and you have to fulfill that purpose. If you do not, you're going to be destroyed. Why have a tool that you cannot use?
Yep, you discard that tool
You discard it,
or destroy it.
or you remake it.
Yep, you throw it back into the fire and remake it.
Yes.
Look at Jonas, who try
Look at
avoid.
Jonah. Right.
Jonah
More
trying
apt than
to
that you can
Yeah,
avoid.
find.
Jonah was a perfect example.
So,
No, not
so,
yep.
so when we read, people like to quote, it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the. Listen, we have to look at what God says. As I keep saying to people, look at what God says from the spiritual all the time, at all times. Look what God says from a spiritual point of view. Because God is a spirit, and those who worship Him must do so in spirit and in truth. He is speaking spiritually as well as in the physical. So when He's saying, I am going to tear you to bits, He's speaking spiritually. You're going to be decimated. You are going straight to hell in a peanut shell, as we like to say. You are condemned.
Gonna be tear apart.
And
Listen,
I'm gonna go my way after I do it.
let us look at what it says here in 14. Having spoken about the lion, it says, there's a colon, which is an explanation that follows that. I, even I, will tear and go away.
That's God speaking.
Well, what does it mean?
I will
You will tear
destroy and
apart.
leave. He's not gonna stay.
Yes,
He's
You're
not
not
gonna
gonna have
stay.
it long.
I am going to tear you apart
And
and
leave.
leave you.
So God left.
I will take away, and none shall rescue him. right? When the lion takes you, it
Yep,
grabs the animal, it takes it back to its lair,
yep. And they're eating comfortably.
and there it will do what it shall do. And you're not going to go in there to rescue that animal.
Nobody can go in there. That's a lion you're talking about. Not even the other lions dare try.
Once the lion claims this as his prey and his meat, he will defend it.
Yet to death.
Yeah. And as well, he did the effort to kill it. So it's his. It's his killing.
It is his prey, and he
Yeah.
will defend it. And no, this is what it says, and none shall rescue him.
Mhm.
He will be in my jaws. He will be under my paws while I consume him. And while I am doing that, no one will be able to rescue you.
That's too late. You already get
Right?
He has a death
you already,
sentence right there, sir. There's no
yeah.
saving that one.
If you're not dead already, you will
You're on
you
your
will.
way.
So
There's nothing you can do to escape.